Hey there, this is Athril. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Signs of the Sojourner. Let's see where we're at. I think this is our last trip. We got a crowd. Let's see what Elias is saying. He's fretting over the fate of Bartow. Elias is sitting on the curb outside your shop, hunched over with his head in his hands. He looks worried. Nadine's going to be making the call on the caravan soon. I've got to be honest. I'm worried about Bartow. Keep the track going. Believe me, I'm no fan of Nadine's, but without a steady influx of goods from the caravan, things could get real bad around here. Ghost town bad. Wish I could trust her to do the right thing, but what's she going to prioritize? The needs of the caravan, the needs of the town, or the needs of herself? Even if she wanted to help, can she really? With the Rilkers breathing down her neck? Just going on a limb here, but I'm thinking our little town is not the top of her list. And the fate of your mom's store certainly isn't on her mind either. That much I can guarantee. I mean, we're hurting for products as it is. What will happen if you lose access to the caravan completely? Never thought I'd say this, but I think Nadine may be a necessary evil. Guess that's what your mom put up with her all those years. Takes a deep breath, tries to calm his rattled nerves. You sit down next to Elias and put your arm around his shoulder. Swap those out. Now let's see what Nadine says. Curious about the state of your store. Nadine pushes open the door and steps inside. She scans the empty shelves, taking in every inch of the place with discerning, analytical eyes, before gesturing for join her at the stoop. Your store, is it always like this? I won't say I'm impressed, but your inventory is not the worst. Probably should have done triangle just to keep the flow going, but oh well. She only needed one. I'm not making decisions at the end of the month, but if you don't turn things around, I'm afraid we have no choice but to drop Bartow from our route. Wish I had the case, but the Rilkers are able to cause a lot of trouble for us. Surprise inspection. Nadine shakes her head. She heads down the street, an ominous sign of the looming decision ahead. Yeesh. I'm gonna pick up one of these guys. One of the circles. So Ramir says. Spot Ramir, standing in the middle of the trees he grew up on. He looks a little lost, somewhere between wistfulness and listlessness. It's weird to be back in the place I spent all my time avoiding, you know? There used to be a house here. Some folk getting time off work and go back to their family home, their childhood bedroom. Isn't that wild? If my childhood bedroom was still here, I'd rub a cigarette on the wood floors and watch it burn out. I kinda gotta go with that one though, don't I? Oh, I can do that and that. And I'll take one of my those. And just insert this. Probably feel the same, huh? Everyone's noticed you haven't done much with the store. No offense. I don't know how variable this game actually is. Personally, I prefer if the caravan never stopped here. I don't care if your store becomes some kind of institution. Some places shouldn't be relived. Excuse me. They activate a bunch of old, dormant memories better left dead. Approachable is never how you describe Ramir, but sometimes you can still tell exactly what he's thinking. Ooh, I am taking one of those. I'm gonna give up that one, in all honesty. Alright, let's move on. Last trip. See what we get. Navigating the winding canyon roads like second nature to you now. You're able to appreciate the roadside sculptures and colorful architecture as you follow Nadine up the plateau. Isabella. She's helping someone move a chair into storage. Cicadas buzz a final requiem for Isabella's shop. It survived natural disasters and market shocks, but could not survive the alienation from the circle. Don't feel too sad, little bird. I've been booted out before, but I always land on my feet. This is the start of a new adventure. I admit, I still feel so much uncertainty about the future. Always had your mom or the circle to support me, before Marquez led the group down a different path. One that I couldn't follow. I can't change the circle. Younger people have different ideas, just like your mom and I when we were younger. Future of Pachincho is in the hands of folk like Marquez now, and her circle. I can only wish her luck. It was so good to see you again. I just wish it was in better circumstances. Can't stay stuck somewhere you don't belong, child. I hope you don't stop traveling until you find what you're looking for. You're sure, Isabella, that leaving the circle is the right choice, and she offers you a last smile and a hug as she heads out. Let's go with that. I consider that an upgrade. Marquez lounges on a snow-white couch. Dancers in feathered costumes greet you as the entrance of Marquez's latest party. Try not to inhale any glitter as you search for the host, who lounges casually on a white sofa. Ah, there you are. I'm not used to being disappointed, but I can't say I'm surprised. I made her mad for not talking what's this stuff into staying. Everyone's lives are difficult in some way. Even I have to keep creditors away from Panchencho's door. Your failure to keep Thomas around has made my job that much harder. Well, he didn't want to be here, so fuck off. You know, I almost envy the freedom of your dingy life on the road. No greater vision, no noble cause. It must be nice and easy. She is not a pleasant person, you know? Not so for me. Every action I take carries consequences. For Panchecho's sake, my cross to bear. Here's a bit of trivia. Your mother and I founded the Circle. I didn't tell you before because I wanted to see what you were made of. I was hoping you'd be different, but you two are a lot alike, in a bad way. I'll say no more. If you truly want to dig up the past, try Hara. Now, excuse me, I have actual worthwhile matters to attend to. Case has rejected you from the Circle. Well, I didn't need you either. I gotta say, I'm curious. Nameless. Lonely hollow buildings of Hara are an oppressive reminder of what happens when aquifers go dry. Decaying structures and empty streets have been given over to the wind and desert rodents. Hara is even quieter than you imagined, with tall buildings crowding the horizon like so many giant tombstones. Up ahead, a solitary figure sits cross-legged by the roadside, the only other living person all the way out here. Blessed paths, traveler. Oh, that locket. It brings back memories. I haven't seen that since Ponchencho. I will get that one wrong every time. Is your mother's? I see. Your mother. She founded the Circle in Pachinko, as did I. You must already know, to come all the way out here. I imagine you've heard unflattering tales. I'm not the person I was back then. Not a name or character. But the Circle led to who I am now. Our mission was simple, to fill the world with beauty. Unfortunately, this world has a way of making simple things complex. I tried to keep the Circle whole, to keep profits from entering the equation. Our art was supposed to enrich the world, not make us rich. That was lucky. Trade, commerce, and savvy brought Pachinko to life, filled it with wonder. For a time, this was enough. Trouble began when the Circle set its sights on Hara. Once a metropolis, Hara's water all but dried up, leaving it in a sharp decline. Population dwindling, we imagined that with a large investment, Hara could be restored, and the Circle's sphere of influence could expand. So he struck a deal with the Rilkers. Your mom and young Marquez were the strongest proponents. Of course, the Rilkers had no intention of saving Hara. What they wanted were rare metals, buried deep in the earth below the city. They threw out the stragglers, and what remained of Hara was stripped, gutted. But not before they paid us handsomely. That was when I knew we had gone too far. Whew. Greed. Excess. I left when the founders turned on one another. I gave up my possessions, my relationships, even my own name. Your mother, she did the same to an extent. Conflict makes us seek new lives, unforeseen. These aren't the answers you wanted, I imagine. I hope you've lived enough for that to feel familiar. Bless your path. The eremite. He's not wrong. You grow accustomed to challenges inherent in uncovering the past. Heading deeper into horror, you wonder what else silent remains of the city might have seen over the years, and how, in the end, all that's left are mysteries. Swap those out. Huh. Looks like when I broke with the caravan, I just kind of like completely went off the beaten path. To Clifton. The arrival was slowed by the steady flow of families and merchants making their way to Clifton. Many of the neighboring communities did not have the resources to rebuild. The atmosphere of the road is solemn. The market is bustling once again. Thomas. The market is vibrant, with only a hint of previous landslides. Spotted birds squawk indignantly from their cages. The smell of cinnamon wafts with the prevailing wind. One of the stalls sells paintings, and the dramatic style is oddly familiar. Hi, can I interest you in a portrait of a silk weaver? Oh, it's my first customer. Please remember who I am. I moved to Clifton to see how new audiences responded to my work. Hopefully they weren't just being polite. Everyone from Ponchencho was so nice about my leaving. I can't believe I was just being anxious for nothing. Or do they secretly hate me? Alright, let's see. I don't know how I'll repay Marquez for all the money she spent on my move, but I can try. I wanted to thank you for buying my painting and not running away screaming during our other conversations. What? Oh, frick. You do remember who I am, right? I screwed that up. Wow. Whoops. Since you travel a lot, maybe one of the smaller paintings will be easier for you to carry around. I have a series of square landscapes here. Say goodbye to Thomas, who seems to have grown into his own ambitions. At least he doesn't shrink back when he talks to the other customers. Moving on. A bored child races your truck on her bike. A number of townsfolk watch you as your truck passes by, but the distant sound of the train approaching is far more interest to the residents of Buckham Matilda, she's finishing the service. The funeral mourning Miriam. Oh. The funeral takes place on a sunny day, so Miriam's weeping admirers have to provide the rain. After Matilda's final words, the guests shuffle into Miriam's old chocolate store to drink and feast. But Matilda invites you for a walk. Oh no. I didn't lie to Miriam, you know. All of her readings were joyful. I saw a whale, an oak tree, and even the unbroken comet. Maybe I'm just no good at sadness. I read that we were supposed to have rain today, but I even managed to chase the clouds away. I guess that's not a horrible quality to have. We're going to need a lot of hope around this place. A lot of new people are coming in by the railroad. I think Buckenborough will be okay. There's got to be won't be like Miriam in the world that want to come here. If the road wasn't reopened, then maybe I would never have met Miriam. We gotta take care of it, no matter what. Sorry, I just miss her a lot. She was such a nice person, especially to kids. Let me cry a little bit, okay? You let Matilda cry in your jacket. You also loan her your handkerchief. She seems grateful for your assuring presence. Get a hand cycler in here. Lexus. Setting up a new stall. Unexpectedly, you pick up a familiar face behind the crowd. It's none other than Alexis. Based on their stall, complete with a bright new umbrella. They appear to have bounced back. My most trusted customer! Yes, the rumors are true. I'm afraid I've left Clifton behind me. Competition isn't severe here in Buckenborough, but that won't be the case in a few weeks. Oh, listen to me, Ramble. How does Bartow fare? Perhaps you should move too. It's a thought. Trying to build a proper safety net here for myself. Something that can endure a disaster or two. I'm having trouble finding sustainable growers around here too. Maybe don't take proper care of their bees. Oh, all that ruckus over there is about a funeral. It's a shame. I was wondering why my sales were so slow. You wish Alexis luck, but don't think they'll need it. For whatever quirks they may have, they're remarkably adaptable for circumstances good and bad. That's something you can look forward to doing business with. I'll take the chatter over the insert. Thunder! Dusty Monroe doesn't seem to hold much interest in thunder until you're passing Spooks the Lizard from its sunny spot. Arf, arf, arf. Oh! Thunder takes off down the road after it, barking with excitement. Spending time with Thunder made you feel less fatigued. Buckenborough obituaries. Miriam, a recent arrival, found herself right at home, befriending neighbors and uplifting the community. She'll be sorely missed. Matilda will hold a service in the town center. Aldhurst. Central Plaza. New guy. Central Plaza bustles with activity, though you sense some underlying tension as you pass an assortment of tents and makeshift shelters. Shops stand open, but don't seem entirely welcoming. Pickle Pro. There's at least one stall in Central Square that's open for business, and the line is so long you're not even sure what it could be selling. Hello, new in town? So am I. Ariad is my name, and pickles are my game. Now, I may not be the only pickle game in town, nor do I claim to be. But what I am is the most unique. Yep, that's me. All my ingredients are locally sourced, and not just organic, but extra organic. My best seller is these here pickled crawdads. Got them from some little robot in a neighboring town. Same one that gave me the vinegar. Want to try one? Can I tell you a little industry secret? I actually have no idea what I'm doing. Yep. Back in Anka, I just kind of, wing it. Been flying by the seat of my pants ever since. Might be some time for some new pants. Learn that you also run a shop. Ariel offers to give you some pointers. If you have to decline, but I'm pleased to know life in the fast lane hasn't changed him at all. I don't get any pickled crawdads. Tatsuo, he takes pickles to the pinnacle. It's like he looks at you like a failed pickle experiment. Oh, he didn't like me none. He's living in a tent. Decided to take it down and move frequently. Doesn't have any possessions inside. Figured I would move on from Aldhurst by now. Oh, dang, he's got a triple symbol on. Oh, it was a forward. You self-sabotaging asshole. Easy for you to say. And that was all that one. I don't need advice. I need neighbors with some kindness in their hearts, that's all. Time to leave, his attention's already turning inward again. He doesn't expect to connect with people much. Get that one forward there. Rest of the roof of your truck one evening, thunder curls up beside you. Snuggle close and gaze at the clouds. Move of fatigue. Move on. Of course I get the card I just got rid of. Waters around Taylor's old Marais are filled with remnants of sunken homes and destroyed shops. Lost doll, broken table, and tangled mess of sodden clothes. Send angry clouds float across the water. Gull blast of siren signals you to pull over. She appears more fatigued than the last time you saw her. Stop! Pull over. Put your license and registration out where I can see it. Oh, you again? What are you doing back in old Marais? These days, people are leaving town faster than they're entering it. Makes my job easier, but a lot more boring. Since the riot, things have only gotten worse in the city. You're not here to make trouble, are you? Good. I'm starting to think people don't take the Roker badge serious anymore. Normally I'd give you a ticket for this infraction, but what's the point? Well, so much for that one. I tried. I could haul you in for talking to an officer like that, but my heart's just not in this anymore. Dejected, Gull lets out a heavy sigh. Without looking up, she half-heartedly waves you away. Tariq, looking glum. Tariq's eyes look darker than the clouds gathered overhead. Maybe this isn't such a good time for a chat. It's too late now. Never cared much for the towers. It's like the Rokers are always looming over us, you know. They leave, and the mere sight of them makes me feel sick. Well. Oh well, so much for that one. Oh. I actually succeeded. We're stuck down here, sitting on our hands while the city crumbles around us. I hate this powerless feeling. Only someone could do something. We need brave folks who will stand up to the Rokers, like the crew of the Wave Dancer back in the days of Algean fever. But I give see its colors fly on the horizon. Nope. Sorry, didn't mean to be a downer. I'm just sick of being pushed around, you know. You know what it's like to be on the Roker's bad side, which leaves you sympathetic to Tag, but where are we becoming involved in his struggle? Can't get there from here. Yep, I think it's time I just call this one quits. Not likely to get anything better. Sacrifice a card. That one's not going to do me much good back home. That one will, though. Hey! As you disembark for your long, tiresome journey, Nadine covertly pulls you aside. I spoke with the other members of the caravan. We reached a decision. You're not going to like it. I'm sorry, but ultimately our quorum felt that Bartow just wasn't pulling its weight anymore. It doesn't make sense for us financially or logistically to keep it on the route. I'll be honest, fresh from the Rokers was a strong factor too. The only reason we've held on for this long is because of the old promise I made to your mom. But with her gone and the town declined, I really can't justify to the others for any longer. I got screwed by the dang fatigue cards. This is hard for me too, you know. I hear what you're coming from. Wish there was more I could do. You... I might be able to get it. Oh, got it. I'm sorry. It's nothing personal. I hope you'll understand. But in today's eyes, you can tell she genuinely seems sad to give you such terrible news. But it doesn't lessen the blow. After a moment of awkward silence, Nadine leaves you alone to grieve. Elias, currently in a state of shock. Find Elias at the coffee shop, his face slack-jawed and pale. He barely even looks up to meet your gaze as you approach the counter. I take it you heard about Nadine's news. Yeah, me too. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. You know I care about this store just as much as you do. Maybe even more. But it doesn't have to be the end, does it? I mean, you've learned about defending for yourself out there, haven't you? Contrary to popular belief, it is possible to survive without the great Nadine and her all-powerful caravan, isn't it? I don't know if your heart's still in this place. I'm not sure mine is anymore. Luck down on that one. I don't know. Maybe it's time to start looking elsewhere. Join you on some of these adventures I've been hearing so much about. You rush around the counter to give Elias a hug. Nothing will make you happier than having your oldest, most cherished friend as a partner and travel companion. Samuel, he looks free. Very free. Roadhouse less traveled. Samuel looks a little listless as he sweeps the roadhouse steps. It smells like something delicious is cooking inside, but he appears to be alone. Slow day. Been a lot of them lately. Might have to settle down some, but who knows if I'll ever get back to normal around here. Guess it gives me more time to sit and think. Lately I've been thinking a lot about how quiet it's been around here, and how much more quiet it's going to get when the caravan stops coming around. Pretty sure it's getting about time for me to move on to greener pastures. It's no pleasant prospect, but I can't say as I see any other option. Sure did make a lot of good memories in this town. I'll say, I'm gonna miss it big time. This is where I met your mom and dad, after all. My bad. I can't imagine reminiscing of the old timers too exciting for you. It's just, boy, am I gonna miss Bartow. Why did you do that? Why? Well, nothing else. At least I can say the old bucket list is pretty well crossed off after these years. Though the thought of Bartow without Samuel is a strange one, but judging by the roadhouse's empty tables, he doesn't seem to have much to say in the matter. Go home. Now the caravan has cut ties with Bartow. The store's future is looking grim. Perhaps it's time for a change. If Mom was able to create a whole new life for herself, surely you can too. You and Elias pack up your things and head out, running your hand over the empty shelves as you exit Mom's store for the very last time. 10 years later. Oh, okay. Reflections. Your new shop looks much like your old one, only this one is filled to the hilt with merchandise and eager customers. Elias runs the register while you restock the well-picked-over shelves. Run out of famous key rings again. Mind grabbing another box from the back? Thanks. Turns out I was right about those things. People really do love reminders of where they've been. Speaking of which, I've been thinking a lot about Bartow lately. All these years later, you still think leaving was the right thing to do? Listen, end your turn and prompt the other person to play 2 cards. Huh. It's a new one. Let's play 2 cards. 0 of 2 played. Clearly, we're better off here than Alhurst. Our stock is settling hotcakes. And I've got the best partner in the whole world. But for some reason, my mind keeps wandering back to the hard times. Back when nothing was a sure thing. Working my tail off at the coffee shop. Fumbling my way through the recorder solo at Samuel's show. Remember that day your mom had us prized apart if we fought over her locket? The darn thing got us in trouble even then, long before we uncovered the truth about our history with the Circle. Ooh boy, we were at each other's throats. I thought for sure it was going to be the end of our friendship right then and there. Certainly come a long way since then, haven't we? Last rings up some vinegar for Tatsuto. Walks him out the door. Exhausted, he flips the sign to closed. Together you watch the sun go down on the beautiful Altair sky. And there we go! Signs of the Sojourner. So I'm wondering if there are... I'm assuming there are multiple endings. I'm assuming you can save your original story if you do the right things. But this wasn't a bad ending, I'd say. It's just an ending. But the game is fun. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll spend time going looking for the other endings. But this is definitely a satisfying game with a very interesting mechanic. The card dialogue system is really fun to play with. Just wish I could have puzzled it out a bit better. But it said at the beginning, it's like you can't be everyone's friend, so I like the ones I ended up with. So, oh, nice! I like the pet portraits. Oh, panda. I really like that you had your doggo with you the entire time, and you just... nothing you said to him could make him mad. I guess, except using fatigue cards. Also, for some reason, this theme makes me think of Cosmo Canyon from Final Fantasy VII. But yeah. Alright, that was fun. What happens next? Well, I guess that's it. Thanks everybody for joining me on my Let's Play of Signs of the Sojourner. This is Athril. I'll catch you later.